The views and opinions expressed do not necessarily reflect those of Access Fort Wayne, the Allen County Public Library, or any other supporting groups. If you'd like to produce a show, call us at 260-421-1250.
Hello, this is Patty Hunter of Patty's Page. Today on the phone, we have a special guest named Little Peggy March, who sang I Will Follow Him back in the 60s. She'll be on with me any second now, so hang in there. I'll be right with you. Hello, and welcome to my show, Patty's Page.
Well, hi, how are you?
I'm doing fine. We're doing a phone-in with Peggy March Harris, and
well, it's just Peggy March.
Peggy
I'm
March.
only Harris when I'm signing contracts or getting new shutters on my house. Other than that, it's always March.
Peggy March. All right, bang on. So we have quite a number of questions for you, dear.
Okay.
Yeah. In 1963, your first hit was "I Will Follow Him." That's when it was recorded, right?
Yes.
And it became #1. Where and what other country did it become a hit?
Oh, well, first of all, I recorded that in December of '62. It was released in January of '63. Went to #1 in April here in the States. But RCA, it was with RCA at the time.
Oh, yeah.
And they told me it went to #1 all over the world.
Wow.
So I was getting, comments or whatever from Australia and all of Europe and South America and Israel and all kinds of countries. So it really was a big hit everywhere, all over the world, which was super for me, being a 15-year-old, and it was great.
Well, how did you react to all that attention?
Well, the funny thing is that I was going to high school. I was a freshman in high school at the time, so reacting to that attention, there was hardly any at the school.
Oh.
It's like, okay, so Peggy, we all know Peggy, so this can't be the same person. Let's put it that way. The rest of it was kind of weird. Because then the same year I started traveling also all over the world. Where I Will Follow Him was a hit. So I went to Germany that year. I went to Italy. I went to Holland. I went to South America. I went to Japan. All in those years, and the subsequent years after that, because I started recording then in all those different languages, and then did personal appearances there and TV there. So. It was a door opener for a whole career for me, which was a wonderful thing.
Was it like a culture shock, going from one type of style of living to another?
Well, the style of living was the same because I still lived with my parents, and when Friday night came, it was my turn to do the kitchen floor. I had to clean the kitchen floor. I wasn't forgiven for that. I wasn't allowed not to do it just because I had a #1 hit record. This was my mother's house, and I was still living there. I still had to do the English test or the Latin test, whatever came, because I was still in school. So all of that was still part of, my high school experience or my everyday experience. When I was on the road,
Yeah.
I was on the road, and that was a whole different thing. And I loved traveling. I had always wanted to travel anyway, so this was for me a fantastic opportunity that I got to see different countries and got to meet a lot of different people from all over the world. That was fun.
Did you have a lot of people coming at you because you were famous?
Yeah, but I also had people around me who would basically protect me. I remember one show in Japan at the Nichigeki Theater in Tokyo. It was a big festival, and and they had these things all the time. And there were a lot of artists at that time. Most of them were Japanese. I was the only American on the bill. There were like 3 shows a day or something like that. I only did I Will Follow Him, but I did it in Japanese.
Oh.
So I'm standing on the stage singing my song, but from the audience would come a lot of kids, people my age, would come up to me and give me a ribbon to hold on to, and then they would go back to their seat. So I'm holding hundreds of ribbons that were going out into the audience. Now, this became a custom there at this particular theater. So every time I went, and in the following years, they would always do this. So that you'd be holding on to these ribbons, and you'd be singing your song, and then you left the stage. It was kind of weird, but it was super. Also, it was a wonderful thing.
Did they give you a reason?
No, they never did.
They never
did. It was
did.
just, that's what they do here. Okay.
Okay, go with the flow.
If that's what they do here, fine.
When you're in Rome.
Of course, I spoke no word of Japanese, so I could only ask the promoters or the people from the record company, and this was a special for the Nichigeki Theater, which was downtown Tokyo, and this is what the audience, or the people in the audience, did. This was their thing.
Now that was
and
precious.
It was a really cool thing.
So, did you write any songs before when you sang I Will Follow Him?
No. I started to write. I used to travel with a guitar, and I would, write songs and that sort of thing, because that's what you did, I guess. Nights when I couldn't sleep or whatever, and it was a long day, and I would just get out the guitar and start writing. But I did write one song called Young Men Hear Me. I had no idea where that came from. But it was recorded years later by a group, which I can't remember their name now, by a group from Norway. And it was a big hit there, many years later.
In the 80s?
And I was approached, or I was contacted, and we really want to do this song, and what do you think? Of course, I said, go for it. And they recorded it, and it was a big hit there. And that was kind of cool, but this is a song I wrote at the age of 16, I think, or something like that. I didn't really write seriously until many years later.
You did all your composing and writing the notes and stuff like that there? Or?
No, I would do everything by chords. I would write either from the piano, which later became my thing, or in fact, I stopped playing the guitar, I don't know, when I was about 20 or so. I don't know why, but I did. And would write from the piano, and I recorded. I would do it on a cassette player and record ideas or parts of songs. The lyrics were a lot easier because I could do those in the car while I was driving. Don't tell anybody. But,
too late now.
So that's, pardon?
Too late now, girl. You already said it.
I know. But, so lyrics, like I said, were easier. Although I did write a song that I later recorded in German. I did not write the German lyric. I wrote the English lyric. And I was doing a TV show in the studio, and I kept singing the song over and over and over and over again because I didn't have a cassette player with me, and so that I wouldn't forget it. That was actually quite funny. And the song was then recorded in German, and it was brought out on the market in the German language.
So when you started to get royalties for all your stuff, were you in your 20s or?
When I first started getting
paid.
How can I say this? I was very young. I was obviously a minor. And in the state of Pennsylvania, there was a law called, I don't even know if it's still in force, but there was a law called the Coogan Law, named after Jackie Coogan. And it forbade the parents of a minor to have anything to do with any income that minor should get. Now, he was an actor. Jackie Coogan was, of course, a very famous actor in the 40s and 50s, and his parents spent all his money. So this law was devised or enacted because of him.
protected.
Pennsylvania and California, as far as I knew at that time, were the only two states that had this law, which meant that my parents had no access to my money. Only my appointed guardian and manager did. So whatever came in, I have no idea as far as royalties are concerned. I was never contacted. I was never asked for permission. The money, they didn't need my permission to spend my money.
Oh boy, that's not
So
good.
that's how that was until I had to go to court at the age of 18. I got rid of this manager guardian person and was able to take care of my own finances. However, a lot of money was already gone, and I have no idea how much was gone.
Wow.
So I had no control over whatever royalties, recording, and so on and so forth that I ever accumulated until the age of 18. And then I was still a minor, so I had the courts of Pennsylvania were then my managers or guardians, and then I moved to New York. Once I turned 19, I then moved to New York, where I was no longer a minor and could take care of my own affairs. It's a sad story. It's another 60s statistic, but that's the way it was.
Well, did you know that I interviewed Paul Peterson about minor consideration?
Well, there you go. Sure, but he was in L.A., right?
Yes, he was.
Yeah.
Still is.
So he was under the same law.
Yeah. Well, I interviewed him. He's a very sweet person.
Yeah, I never met him, but I did see him speak at some, kids in show business or something on TV one time, and yes, he's a very, very nice person.
Well, and when did you move to Germany? Did you move?
I moved to Germany. Of course, I traveled all the time. I was in high school. I traveled all the time. So
Yeah.
I was in Japan, and I was in Germany. We didn't actually move until I got married. I got married very young, the age of 20.
Oh,
And
you have some bambinos?
pardon me?
You have some bambinos? Some children?
Yes, I have one child.
Yes.
I have a daughter.
Grandkids?
Yes, one, as a matter of fact, a boy.
Oh, carry on the name. That's good.
Well, not necessarily, because he doesn't sing.
Oh,
Or I should say he really can't sing. Maybe he'll develop it still. That's a possibility.
you never know.
My daughter, Sandy, is not in the business, although she did take theater in college and did some acting and producing in L.A. when she was living there. But she decided, no, I was so happy when she came home and said, I'm really burned out. I would like to go back to school, and I was so happy about that she would have a real job. And she's a veterinary technician, which is super, and she's so great at it, and she's very happy.
Well, I wanted to go, when I was going through college, I wanted to be either a lab technician or a veterinarian.
Okay.
Small world, a small world.
Well, yeah, really.
You went to university and all, did you, or college, or?
No, I did not. I made a choice. Again, I started at a very young age.
Yes.
And I was traveling so much and had quite a few hits in Japan during the 60s and quite a few hits in Germany during the 60s, as well as Italy and South America. And I chose not to go to school because it would take away from time that I would be traveling and doing other things and going to different countries. So I did not go to college.
Well, I only went one.
And I was sad about that, but it was like I had to make a decision, and I really thought it would get in the way of my international career. The way this business is once you dislocate yourself from the business, somehow it's very, very hard to get back into it.
Yes.
And I wanted to be in the business. Singing is what I wanted to do my whole life. So I really believed that school would get in the way, and so I did not. I did not go to college.
You made a wise decision, my friend, for your...
Well, I think so too. At that time, it was very, you're not sure. You're deciding your future, at the age of 18, and
Right.
it was a big decision. And I think, obviously, now looking back, I did make the right decision. But at that time, I wasn't so sure. And the future has a way of sort of making itself known in the future.
That's right.
Don't always know.
No one knows.
The decisions that you make at a certain age are the right ones. And yes, this was the right decision. It really was.
I find that when one door closes, another door opens.
That's absolutely true, and I believe that also. I really do, which is why it didn't bother me too long. It bothered me somewhat because and the subject that I might have studied may not have been a help to me in any way. It may have broadened my vocabulary or my outlook, my worldliness. But then again, I was traveling to Japan twice a year, and I was traveling to Germany 3 times a year, and I was being exposed to different languages and different cultures, which you can't get in college.
That's
so
right.
I was getting a different kind of education.
That's
And
right.
of course, I got married at the age of 20, which was another education altogether.
I've been married 28 years now.
I was married 45.
Ah, she beat me to it.
No, I just was. My husband and I, we were together that many years, and besides that, I'm older than you. And my husband
Well.
was 22 years my senior, and we were a couple. We traveled everywhere together, and we were together almost 24 hours a day. That's not something everybody can do.
I'm with my husband
It
24 hours.
worked for us, and that's the way it is, or it was.
You go, girl. So, 55 years.
Yeah,
Wow.
amazing. Never ceases to amaze me.
Wow. And you did
Yeah. I'm doing a tour every year so far for the past 3 years. I have been part of a tour in Germany. The tour is always 14 days long. It's called Schlagerlegende, which of course means nothing to you, but it's literally called Hit Legends, or Hit Maker Legends, basically. And all 5 of us have been in the business forever.
who's with you?
Me being one of the longer ones, because I started so much younger than they did. We're all about the same age, and we're touring. And the tour is very, very, very successful. We do everything live. We do some numbers together. We do some, obviously, we do our own segment. We do sometimes 5 of us on the stage, and sometimes only 3 of us, sometimes just the women, sometimes just the guys.
Yeah.
It's a 3-hour program, and it's no one has ever gotten up and left. It's a lot of fun. For the music that these people, obviously we have German audiences, for the people who know our records, know our songs,
Yeah.
they're fans, and they come to see us live, and it's a lot of fun for everybody, including us. We love this time. We enjoy each other. We enjoy each other on the stage and off the stage. We've known each other forever, and it's just a lot of fun. And we will be doing it again in 2019, and hopefully in 2020, and Lord knows how long we can continue to do this. So it's a lot of fun, and the fact is that we 5 are not the only, but certainly, we're the only ones basically our age who are doing this kind of show. A lot of the other artists are younger,
Yeah.
or the rock and rollers more, that kind of thing. And it's a wonderful thing. And the halls are getting bigger and bigger as we go along, as years go by. And we're having a grand time.
Are you coming over here to the United
Go ahead.
States? Are you coming over here to the United States?
No, you wouldn't know these people. These are all German artists, including myself. So when I'm there, even though I'm an American and I have 2 careers basically going for me, when I'm there, I speak German, I sing German, I do German television shows and all kinds of things. So it's a different repertoire. It's a I do here. And that's okay. That's what makes it fun for me.
Well, I am so glad that you are having a fun time in your life. I think it's wonderful that you are doing what you want to do.
Well, thank you, and I do too. I'm very lucky in that respect. I'm very fortunate. I really like my job, and
It's not a job,
I'm very,
really.
very fortunate that I can continue to do my job and still have a great time doing what I'm doing, especially at an age where a lot of people my age are retiring. And my God, I can't even imagine retiring. That's something I can't possibly even consider. No.
Can I play, edit in that 50th recording?
Yeah, you can. It's on YouTube. All you have to do is go find it.
Yes, I know.
It's there. It's a really, really nice clip.
What would you like to say to my audience to share with them, my dear?
In closing.
In closing,
Pardon me?
what would you like to
Patty,
share?
You're going in and out, Patty.
I always go in and out, but that's beside. What would you like to share with my audience?
Wow. I would like to visit every single little town, big town in America. I would love to do that. I'm a tourist when I go places. I love to see whatever's there to see. I enjoy talking to people. I enjoy meeting new people. And it's fun for me. So I would love to meet every single one of you and say hello. And I ask that if you're on one of the Rocky and the Roller cruises, for instance, and I'm there, I really expect you to and hope that you would come up and say hello. And that would be a wonderful, wonderful thing for me. Hear all the stories about everybody's experiences in the 60s and how the music at that time affected them and still does. I mean, I hear people, wow, it reminds me of my wedding or my first date or my first kiss or it's a wonderful thing. It's a wonderful thing to be part of a time, an era, where music was just so much simpler, but had had so much to offer, and it's wonderful. It's really, really super. So I'm very fortunate in that respect. Would love to meet every single one of you, and anytime that's a possibility,
We
I'm
know.
there.
Well, God bless you, girlfriend. Thank you for
Well,
coming
thank
on.
you, Patty. God bless you too.
Thank you for coming on to my show. You've been a joy, a delight to have.
Well, thanks a lot, and you guys have a wonderful day and a wonderful time. And send it to me when you're done.
And keep in touch with me. I like talking with you.
All right. You take care, Patty. All
Bye,
the
dear.
best.
Over now.
I love him, I love him, I love him, and where he goes I'll follow, I'll follow, I'll follow. I will follow him wherever he may go. There isn't an ocean too deep, a mountain so high. far he may go. There isn't an ocean too deep, a mountain so high it can keep me away. I must follow him. Ever since he touched my hand, I knew that near him I always must be, and nothing can keep him from me. He is my destiny. I love him, I love him, I love him, and where he goes I'll follow, I'll follow, I'll follow. He'll always be my true love, my true love, my true love, from now until forever, forever, forever. I love him, I love him, I love him, and where he goes I'll follow, I'll follow, I'll follow. He'll always be my true love, my true love, my true love, from now until forever, forever, forever. I know I'll always love him. Godspeed, my love, until we meet again. You're always in my heart and every dream. Don't let this time